To sneeze or not to sneeze? That is the question. Apparently not to sneeze at the moment. Catch up to me in a second. So a few people have mentioned to me since I started making these vlogs how they've learned more about me by watching them than they have by ever talking to me, which is understandable, like I said at the beginning of these vlogs, unless you've ever spent some one-on-one time with me, just talking about stuff, you probably have never really talked to me, you know, past just basic small talk stuff. And people assume that it's because I'm shy, which I'm not shy. People have called me shy for as long as I can remember. Anytime that anybody makes, like, out of your name the S-A-R, S is always shy. People just assume that because I don't talk all that much. There is a huge difference between being shy and being an introvert. I am an introvert, like big time. But being an introvert doesn't automatically mean that you're shy. Shy is something different. So I think I'm going to make a few videos about some of the common misconceptions about introverts in general and about myself in particular, just to give you kind of an understanding of the way my brain works and the way I interact with the world. So like I said, I'm not shy. People that are shy they're not necessarily introverts, they're just afraid to interact because they're afraid of what people might think of them. So, you know, instead of saying something and making a fool out of themselves, they just say nothing. So that's, you know, they're shy because they're afraid if they act a certain way or say a certain thing, then people will, you know, judge them and reject them. That's what shy is. For example, a shy person would not have a conversation with a banana in the middle of a crowded grocery store, because that's embarrassing. They don't like to be embarrassed. Introversion is a completely separate thing. It's a difference in the way you're wired, the way your brain works, the way you process and react to stimuli and information. Introverts, in order to function properly, have to spend time alone. They take in all of the information, they process it differently, and you know, they don't waste words. You know, all their words, there's stuff they think before they speak, I guess would be the best way to describe it. You know, they take in the information, they process it, and then they come out with an opinion. They don't just bleh, you know. And introverts recharge by being alone, thinking, you know, meditating on things. They find, personally, I find that being in a place where there's stimuli all the time is exhausting. You know, trying to listen to, you know, everybody's talking at the same time, you know, listen to this person, that person. That I can't deal with that for long periods of time because it's just draining. You know, you can't take it all in, process it, and then put it all out at the same time. It's a slower process for introverts. So not all introverts are shy. Some are. Some aren't. I'm not. People are always kind of surprised when they see me do these, you know, funny, stupid things because they think that I would be too embarrassed or too shy to do that. But I'm really not. I don't really care what people think. You know, I walk around town with those silly crowns on my head and people give me weird looks all the time, you know, and I'm pretty used to it now. I just kind of, I am a weirdo, how are you? You know. Most people don't really care at all. You know what they say, you can dance like no one's watching because they're not. They're all looking down at their phones. And the ones that are watching are videotaping you, so you gotta be careful for that. Another misconception are that introverts are uncaring, unemotional, rude, stoic, just that they don't react the way that people think they should react to a lot of things. For me personally, I take in information before I react, and sometimes it takes a long time to process that information. So if somebody's just right there looking at me waiting for a reaction that they think I should have, it's not going to happen until I process the information. So, and sometimes, depending on the amount of stimuli I'm getting, it can take hours, days, weeks to process that information. And people think I'm being rude because I'm not saying or doing the things that they think I should in a certain situation. And maybe I should. Maybe I am being rude, but I'm not meaning to be. As far as the stoic, I have what is commonly referred to as resting bitch face, where I'm just kind of like, all the time, people say, why don't you ever smile? And I'm like, am I smiling now? How about now? No, I'm not? Okay, how about, am I smiling now? It's not a natural state for my face to be. See, I'm smiling because I think it's funny. When something's funny, then I smile. I don't smile just because. I think that's stupid. When you meet somebody and they're like, to me, that's creepy. If you're smiling for no reason, that is creepy. For me, that's not a natural state for my face to be in. I have to make a concentrated effort to smile for no reason. And it's like, people remind me, with taking pictures or something, smile, oh, right, smile. But just generally, people, why don't you ever smile? It's like, well, tell me a joke. Why should I smile at this very moment? So that's kind of where I am on that. Most of the times I don't realize that I'm not smiling. I had a friend that I worked with that he had a mini stroke or something in his face. So one side of his face was like, it was just sagging on the one side. And I was talking to him, and just subconsciously I was doing this, like, so your face is like, it's like, you can't pull that, and I was doing that, and he's like, wow, Sarah, I've never seen you smile so much. I'm like, am I smiling? Really? Like, yeah, I guess I am. But just generally, I'm not, people think I'm in a bad mood all the time, or, I have this sullen demeanor. People just assume that they know what's going on inside my mind, and truly, you have no idea. Really. I mean, I'll just be sitting and people think that I'm just sitting here silently judging them. But really, in my brain, you should probably say something. Hi. Sorry, what? On a serious note, though, I know that some people, there's been situations where I've said something blunt, which I'm, when I do talk, I tend to do. I just say things the way I see them. Or, they expected a certain reaction from me and it wasn't there, and they took it personally, and please don't take it personally. It's me. I can't function sometimes the way that people want me to. Crying now. But seriously, it is not my intention to hurt anybody's feelings, ever. So, if I've ever hurt your feelings, 9 times out of 10, I'm not even going to know that I did unless you tell me. And I'm not above apologizing. So, if I've hurt your feelings, I'm sorry. And I really do love you guys. I don't say it hardly ever. I don't show it in the ways that most people would understand, but I do. And I'm sorry if I've, offended you by the way I am, but the ones that are my friends, they get that, and but it's good to hear. So, for those of you that are holding a grudge against me that I don't even know about, this is your apology. Another misconception about introverts that is not true is that introverts don't like to be around people. Most introverts do. I do. I'm not always up for talking. Sometimes I'm out of words for the day, but it doesn't mean I don't like being around people. Sometimes I do. I need to, it's my time to step back, recharge, get my bearings, but for the most part, I like hanging out with people. I'm not necessarily going to join in on the conversation, but just because I'm not talking doesn't mean I'm not enjoying your company. And another misconception about introverts is that they are no fun, that they hate fun, they don't like to do things. That is absolutely not true. I'm up for just about everything. I would even go jump out of a plane if I'd... It's actually on my bucket list to go jump out of a plane. I think it would be a blast. I am a bit of an adrenaline junkie, to tell you the truth. I like the speed and the daringness. Jumping out of a plane would be fun. Riding in a really fast car, or going up to a high height, riding a roller coaster. I like all that stuff. And one of the biggest misconceptions about introverts is that they can suddenly come out of their shell and become an extrovert if they really, really want to. That's bull. That's like saying, if my toaster really, really wants to become a refrigerator, it can. No, it cannot. They're different things. They're wired differently. They have different functions. Yeah, it kind of ticks me off when people just, they try and, they're trying to be helpful for the most part. Sometimes they're just being jerks, but they're saying, oh, you should be happy, do this, really be happy? Word to the wise, don't ever tell anybody to be happy. That is stupid. Yeah, tell somebody that's suffering from depression to be happy. Be happy. I never thought of that. Thank you, O wise sage, for telling me to be happy. It's like telling somebody that's lying on the floor having an asthma attack going, just breathe, watch, I'm doing it. Yeah, you can do it too. Breathe. Come on, it's easy. Don't be a retard. I mean, really, just, let people feel the way they're gonna feel, help them where you can, and just let them be them. Trying to change somebody's personality or push them in a certain direction, it's not helpful to anybody. So I'll probably talk about this in a little more detail in a few more upcoming videos. I really didn't hit on all the topics that I want to, but I don't want this to be like a 30-minute video either. But I hope I gave you a little more insight into the way my brain works. And if you enjoyed this video and want to follow me, go ahead and subscribe, leave me a comment if you like, and I'll see you later. My baloney has a first name, it's P-O-T-U-S. My baloney has a second name, it's T-R-U-M-P. He has to shake hands every day, but if he'd shaken mine that way, I'd report that vulgar power play. To the ASPCA! Yay! Seriously though, can't he just shake a hand like a normal person?